Visa requirements for Swedish citizens are administrative entry restrictions by the authorities of other states placed on citizens of Sweden. In 2015, Swedish citizens had visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to 172 countries and territories, ranking the Swedish passport second in the world. Visa requirements map. Visa requirements. Territories. Visa requirements for Swedish citizens for visits to various territories, disputed areas and restricted zones. Europe, Abkhazia Euro visa required. Mount Athos Euro special permit required. There is a visitors quota, maximum 100 Orthodox and 10 non-Orthodox per day, and women are not allowed. Belovezhskaya Pushcha National Park Euro visa free for 3 days. Must first obtain an electronic pass. Crimea Euro visa issued by Russia is required. Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus Euro visa free access for 3 months. ID card valid. UN buffer zone in Cyprus Euro access permit is required for travelling inside the zone, except civil use areas. Gibraltar Euro visa not required. ID card valid. Jan Mayen Euro permit issued by the local police required for staying for less than 24 hours and permit issued by the Norwegian police for staying for more than 24 hours. Kosovo Euro visa free for 90 days. ID card valid. Nagorno-Karabakh Republic Euro visa required. Travelers with Nagorno-Karabakh visa or evidence of travel to Nagorno-Karabakh will be permanently denied entry to Azerbaijan. South Ossetia Euro visa free. Multiple entry visa to Russia and 3-day prior notification are required to enter South Ossetia. Transnistria Euro visa free. ID card valid. Registration required after 24 hours. Africa, British Indian Ocean Territory Euro special permit required. Eritrea Euro visa covers Asmara only. To travel in the rest of the country, a travel permit for foreigners is required. St. Helena, Ascension and Tristan da Cunha, Ascension Island Euro entry permit must be obtained minimum 28 days in advance. St. Helena Euro visitors pass granted on arrival valid for 42,190 days for £121,625 sterling. Tristan da Cunha Euro permission to land required for £15 and £30 sterling for Tristan da Cunha Island or £20 sterling for Gough Island, Inaccessible Island or Nightingale Islands. Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic Euro undefined visa regime. Somaliland Euro visa required. Asia, Hainan Euro visa not required for 15 days. Hong Kong Euro visa not required for 90 days. India Euro protected area permit required for whole states of Nagaland and Sikkim and parts of states Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Jammu and Kashmir, Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh. Restricted area permit required for all of Andaman and Nicobar Islands and parts of Sikkim. Some of these requirements are occasionally lifted for a year. Macau Euro visa not required for 90 days. Taiwan Euro visa not required for 90 days. Gorno-Badakhshan Autonomous Province Euro OIVR permit required and another special permit is required for Lake Suez. Tibet Autonomous Region Euro Tibet travel permit required. Turkmenistan Euro A special permit, issued prior to arrival by Ministry of Foreign Affairs, is required if visiting the following places: Atamurat, Chelkan, Dashogus, Serix and Sirhitabat. Korean Demilitarized Zone Euro Restricted Zone. UNDOF Zone and Ajara Euro Restricted Zones. Caribbean and North Atlantic, Anguilla Euro visa not required for 3 months. Aruba Euro visa not required for 30 days. Bermuda Euro visa not required. Bonaire, St. Eustatius and Saba Euro visa not required for 3 months. British Virgin Islands Euro visa not required. Cayman Islands Euro visa not required for 6 months. Colombia Euro visitors arriving at San Andrés Copyright S and Letitia must buy tourist cards on arrival. Curacao Euro visa not required for 3 months. Montserrat Euro visa not required for 6 months. Puerto Rico Euro visa not required under the visa waiver program, for 90 days on arrival from overseas for 2 years. ESTA required. Sint Maarten a visa not required for 3 months. ID card valid if arriving at Lesbos Copyright Rance Airport in the French part of the island, Turks and Caicos Islands a visa not required for 90 days. U.S. Virgin Islands a visa not required under the Visa Waiver Program, for 90 days on arrival from overseas for 2 years. ESTA required. Oceania, American Samoa visa required. Ashmore and Cartier Islands a special authorization required. Clipperton Island a special permit required. Cook Islands a visa-free access for 31 days. Guam a visa not required under the Visa Waiver Program, for 90 days on arrival from overseas for 2 years. ESTA required. Niue a visa on arrival valid for 30 days is issued free of charge. Pitcairn Islands a 14 days visa-free and landing fee $35 or tax of $5 if not going ashore. United States minor outlying islands a special permits required for Baker Island, Howland Island, Jarvis Island, Johnston Atoll, Kingman Reef, Midway Atoll, Palmyra Atoll and Wake Island. South Atlantic and Antarctica, Falkland Islands a visitor permit valid for 4 weeks is issued on arrival. South Georgia and the South Sandwich Islands a pre-arrival permit from the Commissioner required. Antarctica and adjacent islands a special permits required for British Antarctic Territory, French Southern and Antarctic lands, Argentine Antarctica, Australian Antarctic Territory, Chilean Antarctic Territory, Head Island and McDonald Islands, Peter I Island, Queen Maud Land, Ross Dependency. Arab League a certain countries will deny access to holders of Israeli visas or passport stamps of Israel, because of the Arab League boycott of Israel. Vaccination, many African countries, including Angola, Benin, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Chad, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Ghana, Guinea, Liberia, Mali, Mauritania, Niger, Rwanda, Sao Tome Copyright and Principe, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Uganda, Zambia require all incoming passengers to have a current international certificate of vaccination. Some other countries require vaccination only if the passenger is coming from an infected area. Passport validity. Many countries require passport validity of no less than 6 months and 1 or 2 blank pages. Countries requiring passport validity of at least 6 months on arrival include Afghanistan, Algeria, Bhutan, Botswana, Brunei, Cambodia, Comoros, Cote d'Ivoire, Ecuador, Egypt, El Salvador, Fiji, Guyana, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Kenya, Laos, Madagascar, Malaysia, Marshall Islands, Myanmar, Namibia, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Oman, Palau, Papua New Guinea, Philippines, Rwanda, St. Lucia, Samoa, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Solomon Islands, Sri Lanka, Suriname, Taiwan, Tanzania, Timor-Leste, Tonga, Tuvalu, Uganda, Vanuatu, Venezuela, Vietnam. Countries requiring passport validity of at least 4 months on arrival include Micronesia, Zambia. Countries requiring passport validity of at least 3 months on arrival include Georgia, Honduras, Iceland, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Moldova, Nauru, Panama, United Arab Emirates, and countries requiring passport validity of at least 1 month on arrival include Eritrea, Hong Kong, Macau, New Zealand, South Africa. Other countries require either a passport valid on arrival or passport valid throughout the period of intended stay. Non-ordinary passports. Holders of Swedish diplomatic passports have additional visa-free access to Russia. Holders of diplomatic or service passports of any country have visa-free access to Cape Verde, Ethiopia, Mali and Zimbabwe. Right to consular protection in non-EU countries. When in a non-EU country where there is no Swedish embassy, Swedish citizens as EU citizens have the right to get consular protection from the embassy of any other EU country present in that country. See also, visa requirements for the European Union citizens, Swedish passport, visa policy of Sweden. References